Hydras have such great range with their range. Oh, it only upgrades to 6. My bad. I thought it went to 7. It can. The roach range though is only 3. So basically that means that the Hydras can sit behind the roaches and still hit. So there's a large arc of DPS that occurs, and works very well for the Zerg if he can get out of his base, which right now he can't. So Voidwards doing a great job of just locking this. That's got to be so frustrating. And we can see that I mean, he's getting tunneling claws now, so that he can start trying to move under this barrier. And once he does that, he'll be able to get out and push back the Protoss a bit. But at this point, you know, Voidwards has done the damage that he really wanted to do. He's gotten ahead. He's got his expansion out. He's got more tech buildings out. It looks like he's got Templar archives up. And he's continuing to just pick away at the units up here. I don't actually... What's the sentry range we got? We got a range of 5. So he's able to even focus on some of the roaches as they try to get through. And now he's got the observer out on the field. And even a second one in case the first one gets picked off. We're not seeing any overseers out here, so they're not even going to be able to spot that those observers. And the observer sees all of them coming this way. So Mezmerize, not really sure of what's going on maybe, but sentries now popping up both guardian shields and force fields to slow us down, putting up a couple of... Oh, wow, look at that. Was actually really nicely done. He did that very quickly. He just spammed them across, locked in, and it looks like they cannot move while burrowed under these force fields. So that's kind of interesting to note. But certainly, it's still a very useful tactic to have with roaches, because if there's no observer in the field, you can just run by a whole army, and clearly that's going to give you an upper hand if you get to the mineral line especially. So now it looks like Mezmerize going in with a very large force, but we got Templar out on the field now, and Storm going off. So, oh, but look at that, Mezmerize on top of things. Look at the roaches just regen so quickly back to green, and he knows that all he's got to do is burrow, and he's going to be able to take this out. But oh! Beautiful job. Very nicely done with the force fields. Able to focus on half of the roaches versus all of them. The roach is not really sure what to do at this point. Kind of just running around willy-nilly and getting picked off by Immortals. Probably the best Protoss unit against roaches, except for like 50 Colossus, of course. And Storm's going off all over the place. Beautiful job. These Immortals doing plus 33 damage against armored units, which, by the way, is what roaches are, which is why they're so useful. But a lot of Hydras also going to be able to focus on that Immortal, take them down, and now it looks like cannons are going to be the only things to defend right here while we wait for energy to come back to these High Templar. But it looks like they are going to have enough energy very shortly to try to hold this off. I don't know. Oh, he's warping in more units. He's got Zealots coming in. I don't know if the Zealots have charged yet. It looks like they don't. And he's got an Archon out as well for some more DPS, and he is going to, in fact, take this out, clean it up. And Mezmerize is going to have to back off. And at this point, Mezmerize really, he kind of just went all in right there, because if you think of where he's been at with his economy, look at this. He's mined out in his main, and he's just now getting up a second base to mine at the same time of his natural expansion. So that means that his income level is just not going to be good. And you can see, yeah, he's way behind in terms of that. Units out on the field. Quick count right now. We got an Immortal, an Archon, some High Templar, 8 High Templar, 9 High Templar. He is not messing around. He's got some extra gas, apparently. Well, not anymore, anyway. And he's putting them to use. So check out a quick look at the 8 p.m. Looks like we got 123 for Mezmerize. He is putting these hatcheries to work, trying to get back into this game. Voidwards at 107. Not really all that big of a deal. But if we check out the army count, the composition, we can see that there is a lot of gas and a lot of minerals inside the composition for Voidwards. Versus, if we were to look at the, what is it under? Units. If we look at what he's got out on the field or back at Army, we can see, I mean, this is a huge difference. Obviously, 110 to 55 is not where you want to be as a Zerg player. I hope he's using those queens a lot, spawning some more larvae left and right. Definitely what he needs to do. He's got to up his production. He's got to spend all of his minerals. He's doing a great job with his macro, keeping his mineral count down low. He just can't get enough. And right now, it looks like Voidwards, you know, that sentry rush, I guess we'd call it, is pretty effective in holding the Zerg back. And I'd say that the whole point of it revolved around denying the expansion for the Zerg and basically making him mine out to the point where it's both frustrating. You can get your own expansion up. He's even got another expansion going up at this point. You get ahead economically. As long as your macro is pretty solid, you're going to get ahead in this game. And it looks like he's done exactly that. A lot of roaches back out on the field. 24, 25 of them right now. More roaches in the making. So, I mean, really, it's going to be tough for these roaches to take out this army, though. I mean, with all the storm going off all over the place, my God, he's taking out roaches left and right. Zealot's in the front. He's got sentries. He's got the Guardian shield up, the Immortal in the background, trying not to be able to get focused. As soon as these roaches try to get in, they just get stormed. And man, those that single Immortal just ripping things up with the damage that it does. Insane. These roaches have nowhere to go. So many storms with all these Templar. He's got 11 Templar, and man, GG coming from Mezmerize. So hope you guys enjoyed that kind of an unorthodox strategy compared to what we've seen in the past. And you know what? I think I'm just going to go right on and do another game from Voidwards that I think may be the same, I don't know, in terms of strategy against another Zerg player. So hope you enjoyed. GG!